Teachers in Kentucky are protesting a bill they call destructive. President Trump left the summit with North Korea without a deal in place. See why the president believes that progress was made. And in sports, playoff basketball is underway. See what teams survived and advanced. Newswatch starts right now.
Broadcasting live from WOUB TV in Athens, this is Newswatch.
Good evening, I'm Taylor Bruck. Thanks for joining us. An assistant Vinton County wrestling coach is suspected of child endangerment. This follows an investigation of students attacking a fellow wrestler during a team practice. 7 unidentified wrestlers were involved in the incident, all of them juveniles, including the victim, which is a 12-year-old male. The Vinton County Courier reported a 30-minute scene inside the school that involved continuously picking on the victim while the coach was still in the room. The entire incident was caught on school cameras. Superintendent Rick Brooks said the students involved have been reprimanded. There's no word on a possible charge. A crash in Athens put 2 individuals in the hospital. A vehicle traveling on East Union first collided with a parked motorcycle. The car then jumped a curb and struck a pedestrian before striking 2 more parked cars. In total, 5 cars were involved in the incident. The driver of the car, a 57-year-old female, and the pedestrian, a 19-year-old male, were both taken to a Blennis Memorial Hospital. Names and conditions of both victims have yet to be released. Accidents involving pedestrians is on the rise nationally. While today's accident was not fatal, fatalities are on the rise. Camila Bernal has the report.
A simple walk could end in the worst way possible.
6,200 of our friends and neighbors are no longer here because they chose to just walk somewhere, and that shouldn't be a death sentence.
The Governor's Highway Safety Association analyzing the numbers across the country and projecting that 6,227 pedestrians died in 2018, the highest number since 1990.
Traffic deaths overall are going down, but yet pedestrians are going up, deaths are going up every year, so it is alarming.
The association also offering insight into some of the causes behind the increase.
We're in bigger vehicles, we're going faster, and the role of alcohol is playing a big role. Not only our drivers many times have had too much to drink behind the wheel, sometimes pedestrians are as well.
Smartphones also a factor, a problem many on the road say they recognize.
It's very easy for there to be confusion and somebody could get hurt.
All your senses have to be there. You don't need to be doing other things.
The GHSA says the numbers can go down with better infrastructure and more awareness.
Take a break, focus on that nice walk, focus on that nice drive, give your mind a break, and it'll help you to get there safely.
I'm Camila Bernal reporting.
The report pointing to local streets as the most dangerous and where 1/3 of fatalities occur. They also warn about walking at night in dimly lit areas. After weeks of uncertainty, Ohio University has named a new assistant director of the LGBT Center. According to a press release, Jan Hubenthal will assume the position starting on March 18th. Hubenthal is currently completing his PhD in American Studies at the College of William & Mary. He served as a teaching fellow in the Gender, Sexuality, and Women's Studies program at the college. The Ohio State Speaker of the House says he is open to more revenue being used for road and bridge maintenance. Larry Householder hasn't committed to any changes, but the House may make a proposal to increase Ohio's gas tax to raise revenue. The president of Ohio's Senate, Larry Oboff, disagrees. He believes Governor DeWine's proposed 18 cents a gallon gas tax increase is not enough for all the needed road maintenance. Lawmakers in West Virginia passed a bill allowing those with concealed carry weapon permits to carry guns on college campuses. The bill passed by a vote of 59 to 41 Wednesday night after over 3 hours of debate. Proponents say the bill will keep campuses safe. Opponents say the bill will endanger students. Both Marshall University and West Virginia University oppose the bill. A judge has sided with labor unions in striking down key portions of West Virginia's right to work law. Kanawha County Circuit Judge Jennifer Bailey made the ruling Wednesday in a lawsuit filed by the AFL-CIO and other unions. Labor unions maintained the law illegally took their assets since they still have to represent all employees in a union shop, including those that the law would allow to stop paying dues.
Well, it was a very sunny and pleasant day, albeit a little chilly this morning until those clouds made their way through the area, and that's all part of a low pressure moving through. But right now we're going to focus on what's happening right now in Athens. 40 degrees, humidity 38%, pressure at 30.11 inches, and steady winds are out of the east-northeast at 5 miles an hour. All across the area, temperatures are generally in the upper 30s and lower 40s. 37 in Columbus, 36 in Newark, 37 in New Lexington, 38 in Cambridge, all under mainly cloudy skies except for rain showers and snow showers moving into the area, especially off to the west and south. Now, again, this is all due to a possible not a possible low pressure, an occurring low pressure that's moving through the Tennessee Valley now, and that'll bring some overnight ice accumulation and a little bit of snow accumulation. We're not expecting anything too big, but the rain will clear out tomorrow. We're talking about the possibility of another weekend winter storm, and this could be a big one. We'll talk more about that coming up on my full forecast in the next couple of minutes. Taylor, you might want to grab your shovels Sunday night into Monday.
Right now, I don't own a shovel, but I might have to invest. Thanks, Nicholas. Several hundred people, mostly teachers, were in Frankfort Thursday protesting a pension bill. House Bill 525 would reorganize the process by which members of the Retirement System Board are elected. The bill would diminish some of the control the Kentucky Education Association has over the process. Kentucky 120 United is calling the bill, quote, destructive.
Enough. We've had a death by 1,000 cuts, and we're done. We're done taking it. We're here. We're going to stay here, fighting for our pensions, fighting for retirement, fighting for our students.
There is an inconvenience, but I feel like if we don't stand up for the teachers that we have, the quality teachers, that they're going to lose quality teachers, and then I feel like down the road, the students will be worse off.
The bill is scheduled to be heard in the House State Government Committee. The teacher protests on Thursday caused 2 of the state's largest school districts to cancel classes. Eastern Kentucky University says the Appalachian Regional Commission will invest $1.4 million in the school's Appalachia Aviation Maintenance Technician Training Project. The statement from the university says the 18-month program is expected to begin training students next January. Eastern is working with the Federal Aviation Administration to build a curriculum for the chorus. Authorities say anti-overdose efforts are making progress in Hamilton County. Not all cases are cleared yet, but coroner Dr. Lakshmi Sumarko has recorded 440 overdose deaths from 2018, down from 570 in 2017. Health officials, police, and local government officials say addiction treatment is up and prevention efforts are moving ahead. The man accused of fatally shooting an Ohio sheriff's deputy in Batavia waived his right to a speedy trial. This was to allow his lawyers time to prepare his defense. 23-year-old Wade Edward Wynn also had a motion approved to allow him to wear civilian clothes to avoid pretrial publicity. Wynn pleaded not guilty on 2 counts of aggravated murder and 12 counts of attempted aggravated murder in the shooting this month. The man accused, an Ohio doctor accused of ordering painkiller overdoses for patients will go before the state medical board. A hearing is set for July where the board will decide if they take further action. The Columbus area Mount Carmel Health System fired William Husel in December. His license is also suspended. Investigations found he ordered potentially fatal doses for 29 patients and doses for 6 more patients that were excessive but not likely what caused their deaths. Coming up, President Trump and North Korea leader Kim Jong-un were supposed to sign an agreement today, but that's not how things ended. Reactions from both parties when Newswatch returns.
Is member-supported public television. Your contribution keeps WOUB available in your community. Become a member with a gift of $60 or more for access to stream more than 1,000 of your favorite PBS programs through WOUB Passport. Programs like Nature, Sherlock, and all episodes of Downton Abbey and Victoria. Pledge now at WOUB.org. And thank you.
This is a box that showed you a world beyond your own. It was just a box, but the world has changed, and so have we. And now the box can be almost any size or shape. And you decide what you want to explore. Anytime, any place. Break out of the box with PBS.
Well, if you love TVC basketball action as much as we do, well then we got the show for you, Hardwood Heroes. Come along with us as we will be breaking down all the action every week. It airs Sundays at 11 p.m. and again Mondays at 6 p.m. But remember, our coverage isn't just limited to the show. We have content being posted all week long on our Twitter, Facebook, and even Snapchat. We will also have written recaps posted on our webpage and video recaps on our YouTube channel. So check those out as well. And always remember to be heroic.
I loved Ken Burns' series on the Civil War. It was deeply impacting. I love history. To have those stories told through these letters, through stories of love and loss, it rewrote the book on how to tell a story. When television was invented, there were a lot of people who had dreams about what it could do. I think PBS still aspires for and often succeeds at reaching the highest ideals of what television could be.
There was a working lunch and the signing of an agreement on the agenda to wrap up the summit between President Trump and Kim Jong-un in Hanoi, but never happened. President Trump said neither leader stormed away angry, but in this case, he had to walk rather than make a bad deal. Karen Kafa has the details from Washington.
President Trump on his way back to Washington from Hanoi without a deal.
I think actually it was a very productive 2 days, but sometimes you have to walk.
The second summit between the two leaders in less than a year still aimed at convincing North Korea's Kim Jong-un to abandon his nuclear program. Top advisors to the president were said to have warned him that the North Koreans would be unyielding on the topic of the sanctions that severely restrict their trade. The president thought he could make more progress face-to-face with Kim, but in the end said he didn't want to make a bad deal.
They wanted the sanctions lifted in their entirety, and we couldn't do that. They were willing to denuke a large portion of the areas that we wanted, but we couldn't give up all of the sanctions for that.
There is no third summit set. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said both sides need some time to regroup, but the summit and weeks of work by each side ahead of it showed some signs of progress.
We made real progress, and indeed we made even more progress when the two leaders met over the last 36 hours. Unfortunately, we didn't get all the way. We didn't get to something that ultimately made sense for the United States of America.
President Trump spoke with Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe and South Korean President Moon Jae-in after leaving the summit. Both urged continued discussions. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
While no deal was reached, Trump believed that the meeting was productive. They will try for another meeting to come to an agreement at a later date. Democratic House Minority Leader Chuck Schumer went across party lines to agree with President Trump. He and many leaders agreed that he did the right thing by not budging to North Korea's demands.
Though I don't know the details yet, and I look forward to speaking with Secretary Pompeo, I was pleased to see the President recognize North Korea's unwillingness to strike a comprehensive deal. President Trump did the right thing by walking away and not cutting a poor deal for the sake of a photo op.
Republican Congressman Mark Meadows is defending himself from comments he made in 2012. The controversy started Wednesday at Michael Cohen's hearing in front of the House Oversight Committee. That's where Meadows introduced Lynn Patton, a black woman who works at the Department of Housing and Urban Development. He offered her to counter Cohen's claim that President Trump is racist. Shortly after that, video resurfaced that shows Meadows saying President Obama should, quote, be sent back to Kenya or wherever. It was a response to a question he was asked over Obama's citizenship and if he should have authority over the military. Meadows says he doesn't even remember the quote and has distanced himself from it.
It was early on in the primary, and certainly it didn't indicate any personal malice that I would have towards any president, previous or sitting president. Anyone who knows me knows that there is not a racial bone in my body.
Michigan Democrat Representative Rashida Tlaib clashed with Meadows at Cohen's hearing. She said he was using a black woman as a prop, and that is racist in itself. The Democrat-led House passed a gun control bill Thursday with bipartisan support. The bill has been dubbed the Charleston loophole in reference to a gunman being able to purchase a weapon and kill 9 people at a church in Charleston, South Carolina in 2015. Current U.S. law allows some weapons to be transferred by licensed dealers before background checks are completed. That's how Dylan Roof was able to buy a gun despite having drug charges because the background check period out of 3 days ran out. The bill that passed will extend the background check review period to 10 days. Coming up next, we'll have tips on how to avoid feeling the burn after eating. Those stories next on Newswatch.
And weather-wise, we have an area of low pressure moving its way through the region tonight, and we also have another storm system moving its way through the area Sunday. We'll talk all about that coming up in my full forecast when Newswatch returns.
WOUB is member-supported public television. Your contribution keeps WOUB available in your community. Become a member with a gift of $60 or more for access to stream more than 1,000 of your favorite PBS programs through WOUB Passport. Programs like Nature, Sherlock, and all episodes of Downton Abbey and Victoria. Pledge now at woub.org. And thank you.
Well, if you love TVC basketball action as much as we do, well, then we got the show for you. Hardwood Heroes. Come along with us as we will be breaking down all the action every week. It airs Sundays at 11 p.m. and again Mondays at 6 p.m. But remember, our coverage isn't just limited to the show. We have content being posted all week long on our Twitter, Facebook, and even Snapchat. We also have written recaps posted on our webpage and video recaps on our YouTube channel. So check those out as well. And always remember to be heroic.
What are you doing?
Possibilities. Your day is filled with them.
Reach up, energy in the fingertips, collapse. TVs play Downton Abbey.
And PBS helps everyone discover theirs. Anytime, anywhere.
Up in the sky, you can see it.
PBS, we're with you for life.
PBS had a special on Pearl Harbor, and once Landon started watching the show about the Arizona, he completely became fascinated.
That's Donald Stratton, and that's me.
And then his Christmas wish this year was to meet Donald Stratton, one of the survivors from the Arizona.
So good to see you, buddy.
Everything that Landon has learned from PBS, it's immeasurable.
This is for you.
Thank you, big guy.
He is living proof of the effect that PBS has had on his life.
Well, it was a very pleasant day until those clouds and showers moved their way into the area, albeit a little chilly. The highs today were in the upper 30s and lower 40s, 37 in Columbus, 37 in Newark, 37 in New Lexington. 46 was our warm spot down in Ripley. 45 was close to the warm spot. We had mainly sunny skies in the first half of the day, but the clouds moved their way in, all due to an area of low pressure. We'll talk about that in a second, but first we'll look at the synoptic picture. Predominantly zonal flow with the jet stream going on, which means the jet stream is kind of flattened out, which means we're not going to see very much in the way of active weather. There's a high pressure that moved its way on through. That is going to eventually move out and bring in this area of low pressure down to our south, and that's going to bring in a couple of rain, snow showers, and even a mix of precipitation later on tonight, and we'll talk about that right now. So at 8 p.m. the snow moves in, a chance of snow at 30%. By 10 p.m. the snow moves in and snow is likely. And then by midnight, we could see a little bit of rain and freezing rain mixing in as well. So here's what to expect with this snowmaker tonight. Snow north of US 50, a mix between the river and US 50, and rain mainly south of the Ohio River. Anything as regards to snow or ice accumulation, don't expect much as it is a quick moving system. So tonight here in Athens, 36, snow and mix likely. Winds will be out of the north at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Just make sure you're prepared for a bit of a slow commute tomorrow as you're going in, as those snow showers continue to move out of the area. 26 in Columbus, 27 in Newark, 27 in Cambridge, 34 in Ripley, 34 in Ironton. Those are the warm spots. Rain and snow showers. Again, those rain showers will stay south of the Ohio River, a mix between US 50 and the Ohio River, and predominantly snow north of US 50 and along I-70. So again, little to no accumulation expected with that. As we take you throughout tomorrow, the snow will move out. It will remain overcast as another storm system off to our south and west is going to keep us a little bit cloudy tomorrow. So 43 tomorrow, morning snow possible. Winds will be out of the northeast at 0 to 5 miles an hour. All across the area, temperatures will be in the lower and middle 40s, 42 in Columbus, 42 in Newark, 43 in Cambridge. The rain showers will clear out. We still have a chance of rain further south and east as we go throughout the day. So here's that low pressure moving on out. Now we're watching this area of low pressure. This is going to be possibly a major winter storm. As we take a look at the setup, here's the center of that on Sunday. We're going to be in the cold air, so here's what we can expect from that. 3 to 5 inches of snow likely. There are higher accumulations possible. Stay tuned to WOUB and social media at Snyder_WX on Twitter and Instagram for that. After that clears out, a big cold air mass will come in for Wednesday before another developing area of low pressure off to our west will move in, and Friday kind of warm us up again for next Saturday, before cooling us down again next week. And as we take a look at the extended forecast, look at this. We only warm you up into the middle 20s next week. Taylor?
Thanks, Nicholas. That spicy quesadilla or a late night snack might have seemed like a good idea in the moment, but those choices could have you in some serious pain later on. In today's Health Minute, Kelly Bowman has some natural tips to help treat the burn.
Do you ever have a burning sensation in your chest? Or you seem to be coughing for no reason? Maybe it keeps you up at night. You may be experiencing acid reflux.
What acid reflux is the symptoms that are caused when acid from your stomach enter into the esophagus.
Some symptoms include a burning feeling in the chest, hoarseness, sore throat, or an intermittent cough. There are some easy and natural remedies that may reduce or eliminate your acid reflux. First, you'll need to change up your eating habits.
We know reflux is triggered from having food and a distended stomach. And so if you overeat at night, you have a risk of reflux occurring.
Next, you'll want to adjust the types of foods you're eating. Fatty meals, carbonated beverages, drinks high in caffeine, like coffee, chocolate. You also need to make sure you avoid nicotine altogether and limit alcohol consumption. After you evaluate what you're putting into your body, it's time to keep track of it.
Keeping a diary, when they happen during the day, how many days out of the week it happens, and is it associated with a particular food or a particular beverage?
For Health Minute, I'm Kelly Bowman.
Good evening, News Watchers. Let's talk some sports, shall we? Ohio's women battled the Buffalo Bulls in the Convo last night. See how they handled that conference clash. And 3 teams in Hardwood Heroes coverage had the chance to cut down the nets last night. 2 of them did. We'll reveal which ones after the break. And stay tuned to WOUB. Here's a look at what's coming up tonight on your public television station.
This is a box that showed you a world beyond your own. It was just a box, but the world has changed, and so have we. And now the box can be almost any size or shape. And you decide what you want to explore. Anytime, any place. Break out of the box with PBS.
What are you doing?
Possibilities. Your day is filled with them.
Reach up, energy in the fingertips, collapse. TV, play Downton Abbey.
And PBS helps everyone discover theirs. Anytime, anywhere.
Up in the sky, you can see it.
PBS, we're with you for life.
Well, if you love TVC basketball action as much as we do, well then we got the show for you. Hardwood Heroes. Come along with us as we'll be breaking down all the action every week. It airs Sundays at 11 p.m. and again Mondays at 6 p.m. But remember, our coverage isn't just limited to the show. We have content being posted all week long on our Twitter, Facebook, and even Snapchat. We'll also have written recaps posted on our webpage and video recaps on our YouTube channel. So check those out as well. And always remember to be heroic.
WOUB is member-supported public television. Your contribution keeps WOUB available in your community. Become a member with a gift of $60 or more for access to stream more than 1,000 of your favorite PBS programs through WOUB Passport. Programs like Nature, Sherlock, and all episodes of Downton Abbey and Victoria. Pledge now at WOUB.org. And thank you.
Welcome back, News Watchers. I'm Blake Baker. When Ohio and Buffalo's women met on the hardwood almost 2 months ago, they produced an overtime nail-biter. When the two met in the convo last night, the result was anything but. Buffalo's Sierra Dillard entered the game tied for second in the country in points per game, and after a 35-point effort, she's now solely in second place. Credit Buffalo, but it was not Ohio's night, and the numbers really tell it. Ohio shot 20%. Buffalo's starters outscored Ohio's by 26 points. The Bulls scored 30 more points in the paint. So the Cats lost by 30, 73-43, their fourth loss of the year. Also in action were Vinton County's Lady Vikings, though they faced higher stakes. The Vikes rolled into the school's 4th district title appearance against the same team that ended their season last year. That would be Washington Courthouse, who trailed in the third quarter. Courthouse's leading scorer was helped off after a nasty injury in the third, and surprisingly, that's when Vinton County's lead started to slip away. The Blue Lions shot 17 free throws in the second half and forced timely turnovers to knock off the Lady Vikes 47-45. The Vikes finished the year with a 21-2 record and graduate only 3 seniors. So Vinton County could head back to the district tournament, just like Trimble, who will appear in its 20th district tournament in school history after last night's win. We've mentioned before how hard it is to beat the same team 3 times in one season, but the Tomcats fought hard to outlast Hocking foe South Gallia for a third time. Braden Weber, Jeremiah Brown, and Blake Guffey combined for 46 points, leading Trimble to its 12th win in the last 13 tries, this one 58-55. The Tomcats can't quit winning. They'll try their luck again at the Convo on Saturday against Peebles. And what do you know? Another Hocking v. Hocking sectional title. Last night, Waterford and Southern also duked it out for the third time this season. Neither scored more than 10 in the opening quarter, so you could say it was a slow start. Southern stayed on that pace and scored 4 in the second, while Waterford made use of major adjustments. Waterford applied plenty of pressure in the final 3 quarters to spin circles around the Tornadoes, nearly doubling them up 52-28. Now the Wildcats get their own chance in the Convo on Saturday. Not so good of a take on my part to say it's so hard to beat a team 3 times. Let's hope this prediction is better. In this week's Blake's Take, I'm saying either Trimble or Waterford wins that district, and they can meet in the district final for their third matchup this season. Now Athens kicks off action in the Convo tonight. They tipped off against Zane Trace just before this episode started. On the girls' side, Eastern has also started their game against Portsmouth Notre Dame, and right when they're done, Waterford and Peebles will get underway. Stepping away from basketball to talk swimming, Ohio's swim and dive team will spend the next 3 days in Akron for the MAC championships. After one day, there's some finishes to feel good about. 2 Ohio relays had top 10 finishes in the meet and also broke into the top 10 for all-time Bobcat records. The 800-yard freestyle team placed 6th at the meet, now 8th all-time at Ohio, and the 200-yard medley team finished 8th at the meet and now 10th best in school history. Overall, though, Ohio sits at 7th out of 8 MAC teams. That's, of course, pending results of events taking place currently. That's all your news and notes and sports for today. Taylor, headed back your way.
Thank you, Blake. The world's smallest baby has left Tokyo's Keio University Hospital and is headed home. At birth, the baby boy weighed only 268 grams. That's a little bit over half a pound. After 5 months of nutrition management, the baby's weight is now up 7 pounds, 2 ounces. He became the world's smallest baby boy to be sent home healthy. Before that, the record was held by a male infant in Germany who weighed 274 grams at his birth in 2009. We'll head over to Nicholas for a final look at the weather.
Thanks, Taylor. 43 tomorrow. Morning snow is possible, as well as some rain showers. Winds will be out of the northeast at 0 to 5 miles an hour all across the area. Again, we're going to clear out throughout the day. 42 in Columbus, 42 in Newark, 43 in Cambridge, 43 in New Lexington, mainly generally in the lower and middle 40s. Here's the extended forecast. 47 on Saturday, 39 on Sunday before a possible winter storm comes in Sunday night into Monday. 25 on Monday, 24 on Tuesday. A big cold air mass will come in on Tuesday into Wednesday before warming you back up into the 30s on Thursday. Taylor?
Thanks, Nicholas. And that does it for our broadcast this evening. Thanks for watching. I'm Taylor Bruck. Stay tuned for the PBS NewsHour coming up next. And remember, you can find the latest news anytime at WOUB.org. Have a great night.